Usually serum-y foundations will find my fine lines and settle there, move in, set up house, have some kids. That's just what they do. Hi everybody, welcome back to Pavonine Studios Beauty and Art. My name is Amy. Thank you so much for joining me today. I am super excited about today's video, and I've stopped my video recording of this eye look kind of in the middle of things so that I can go ahead and do my face. The reason I'm so excited is because yesterday I went to the mall, to Sephora, and I picked up a few things. I didn't pick up the whole line because I don't need the whole line, but I wanted to try the new foundation from RAREbeauty. This is the Selena Gomez release, and it just released yesterday, so I'm super excited that I am going to be able to do this review before like 5 bazillion other people do it, I hope. And I also picked up a couple of the blushes. So I picked up this one. This one is Joy, and this is one of the dewy ones. And then I picked up this one, which is called Bliss, and this is one of the matte ones. And really pretty colors. And what I'm gonna do is start with the matte one, just because it's lighter, and then maybe go in with a little bit of the darker one, and we'll see what happens. You know, I don't know if that's gonna work or not, but really pretty colors. They swatched them on their hands, the little gal that helped me, so that was really nice. And then the other things that I picked up were, I went ahead and picked up the brushes because I was intrigued by the shape of them. They're kind of angled, and especially this one, which is like supposed to be the concealer brush, seems like it will be really nice for that. The foundation brush I wish was a little bigger, but you know, I think it'll be a good brush. So I purchased all these things myself, of course, and the foundation brush is $28. The concealer brush is $16. The foundation itself is $29. Wow, that's a pretty good price. So I picked up the shade 160C. This is a fluid ounce, and it has a doe foot applicator, which is honestly not my favorite, but you know, it is what it is. I did test this on my hand. It's a very sort of serum-y foundation. It's got a little shaker ball in it, so you're going to want to shake your foundation up really well. And when I did the little shade finder thing on the Sephora app, I picked out the color that I wore for my foundation yesterday, which seems like a really pretty good match, and I compared it to so I chose the Futurist one, and I used the color that I can't remember what the color I had that is like my non-tan color, but anyway, I matched that, and it told me that I would want 200C, I think it was. And I looked at it, and it was okay, but it was a little bit too dark and a little bit too, I don't know, almost yellow or warm. Foundations are one of those things where I don't know who comes up with these undertones and then calls them cool or neutral or warm. It makes no sense to me. But anyway, we're gonna move on. This is a pretty light shade. I did want to get something a little bit lighter because we are heading into the fall and the winter and everything. I have my sunscreen on. Today I used the Josie Maran Argan Daily Moisturizer in SPF 47, and I like this sunscreen a lot. It does have quite a white cast when you first put it on. It does seem to disappear on me. Whether or not it would disappear on somebody that has a darker skin tone, I have no idea. I suspect it might affect, you know, it might affect the color of the foundation, might affect the color of their skin. Anyway, we are going to go in with the doe foot, and I'm just going to go ahead and put this on my face. Let me zoom you in just a little bit so hopefully you can see. And I am just going to dot this on my face, and it does look really light when I do this. But I think that this is supposed to be, I should probably go find out, a relatively, not sheer, but like a light medium coverage. We'll find out, right? We're in this together. So I'm just using stippling motions to blend this out a little bit. And I don't think that this is going to dry down super quick, so that's why I went ahead and put little dots pretty much all over my face. And I tend to focus most of my product on the outside cheek area, that kind of thing, because that's where I like a little bit more coverage. We'll see how this sits on my nose. This has been kind of, I don't know, sort of a hyped up launch, which of course it would be. It's not every day a new line comes to Sephora. So I'm going to take a little bit more of that, and I will likely go over this with a sponge just to make sure I don't have too much stuff on. And I realize now I probably should have went ahead and picked up the concealer. I didn't do that, I'm sorry. But maybe I will do that. Definitely glowy. Now that could be my sunscreen, although I did let my sunscreen sit on my face for a while. So this is very a very thin consistency, which I don't mind that. But serum-y foundations can be a little tricky for me to work with on my skin for some reason. They just sometimes they don't want to sit well. And I'm going to bring that down my neck a little bit because, like I say, it's a little bit light for me right now, but I'll bronze and all that stuff, so hopefully it will be fine. I do plan to go out today and run a couple of errands. That means wearing a mask, and so we'll see how this does. And I will go ahead and put some concealer on because I have a feeling that this would not sit very well under my eyes. I don't know that for sure, but I just have it. Usually serum-y foundations will find my fine lines and settle there, move in, set up house, have some kids. That's just what they do. So we'll see, and typically if it's going to do that, it will do that especially on this side. Back up a little. On this side around my mouth, in my forehead, although I did have my Botox redone and I think it's pretty much kicked in, so hopefully that won't be an issue on my forehead. And same with the little line that I have right there between my eyes on my nose. And sometimes it will do weird things in the places that foundations always like to do weird things, which is like right here and around my nose. So I'm gonna have a quick look. Clearly this is a very dewy foundation. Let me grab a closer mirror, because like I say, who doesn't want that, right? It's like, well, that looks bad, let's look at it even closer. Okay, so just like initially right this second, and it's been on my face for like, what, 2 minutes. I think the glow of it is really, really pretty. It's a little much for me, at least like everywhere. I don't mind a glow in certain places, and I certainly don't like a super heavy matte dry look. So I'm always looking for things to balance those two desires of mine. Having some glow and yet not looking like that glow accentuates whatever texture and lines and stuff I have. So I'm going to go ahead and use my Sonia Kashuk sponge, and I'm just going to lightly bounce this around my problem areas, such as they are, and just make sure I don't have too much foundation on. What I'm going to do after I finish filming this, and I'll insert some text here somewhere of the qualities that this is supposed to have, like the finish that it's supposed to have, who it's good for, whether or not it's buildable, all that kind of thing. I was so excited that I didn't do any research beforehand. I just wanted to try this new foundation. This definitely feels like one of those foundations that's not going to set down. So if that bothers you, do keep that in mind, that you will likely want or need to powder a little bit. And I plan to powder in my T-zone and around my mouth and so forth. But in general, I kind of like that. Let's go ahead and see how my current concealer does over this. And this is a little bit, maybe a little bit dark. So I'm not going to put too much on. Hey, you know what I'll do? I'm going to grab my Hourglass concealer, and this is in the color Cream, I think. I think that's the color. This one is super light on me, so definitely more of a wintry type of shade. So I'm going to just put a little bit of that. This is way more concealer than I would normally wear, but I'm trying to make it so that my, eyes don't look too, my under eyes don't look too different. So I'm going to go in with that brush, the concealer brush, and I'm just going to start tapping that product out. And this has been how I usually do my concealer, is I will put my dots in the inner and outer and then tap them and then sort of bring them together. And then tap over that with my fingers. Or you could use a sponge. I find I like my fingers most of the time. And lift up any excess product. So this brush feels really nice, and I do like the shape of it a lot. It's got some stiffness to it, which is what I like in a concealer brush. I like my brush to have a little bit of body to it when I'm doing that initial blend / application. Nothing too floppy. Yeah, no problem there, blending that those two concealers over that foundation, or getting them to blend together. I'm going to go ahead and set my concealer a little bit with the NARS Crystal Powder. I think this is, if I were to put a coverage level on this, I feel like this is a solid medium, maybe a high medium. I don't have a lot to cover up, and so it's hard for me to say this is high medium, low medium, because I don't have usually a lot of blemishes or I don't know, discolorations to cover up, which I'm thankful for every day. but I do have a few things, and I can still see like my little sunspot right there peeking through, and the one on my forehead, and a few little hyperpigmentation spots and so forth on my cheeks. So we're gonna grab a brush. I'm gonna use, I've been liking these duo fiber brushes to apply liquid blush. So I usually put it on the back of my hand, tap my brush into it, and kind of swirl it around and make sure that I've got product everywhere. So I've been using, this is a Coastal Scents duo fiber brush, and this is one of the Real Techniques ones, and these are nice. This I think is a powder brush, not a cheek brush, but I'm going to use it anyway. And I've got two of them here because, like I say, I'm going to try both colors, I think. Okay, so let me zoom you out a little bit. That's enough close-up of Amy. This is the color Bliss, and that does look really pretty. Really pretty. Should go pretty nice with my, so I'm just kind of tapping my brush into this, and yeah, it's matte, yeah, for sure. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that, and I'm not gonna go too crazy with this color because, like I say, I want to put some of the other one on as well, and that seems like it dries down super fast. Which I don't know, you know, if you were going to put this right on your cheeks, would that be a good thing? I'm not sure that would be a good thing. So what do we think? I mean, that's a pretty color. I wish I could go in a little more with it, but I am going to go in with this dewy one here. And I'm going to be super gentle with it because it's pretty, you know, that's pretty pretty. So there it is. Yeah, that looks super intense. Although the little gal that helped me was really fair, and she said she had this color on and it looked really nice on her. So we're going to add a little bit of this. This does not go with my shirt, but I'm going to be changing my shirt. So that's a really pretty color. It's pretty, you know, that's more blush than I usually wear. Oh my God, what are you doing out there? Sounds like I live next to a quarry or something. Okay, that's enough of that. That's very intense, very pretty, and yeah, it's got a little, the dewy one does have a little bit of a sheen, which I kind of like for blushes. I don't mind the matte ones though, either. It just depends on the mood I'm in and the other stuff that I'm going to be putting on my face, or the, you know, eyeshadow look I've got going on, or whatever. That will determine whether I tend to go more dewy or more matte with my face products. Okay, let's see. I'm just going to take my foundation brush. There's nothing on this, and I'm just going to kind of go around the perimeter of this. Just to make sure that things are nice and blended out. So like most people, I've really been into cream products and stuff lately. I'm just going to try to lift a little bit of that up, only because I do still want to put a little tiny bit of bronzer on. So I'm going to take another one of those pink Real Techniques brushes, and I'm going to go in with my cream bronzer. This is the Fenty bronzer, which I've been using a lot of lately, and I'm just going to put a little bit of this on the high points of my face. And does anybody else like practically get a divorce with their hair when they're trying to do their makeup? And just a little bit down the side of the nose and bring that into the, now I could have done this first, maybe I should have, but in my excitement, I'm just gonna kind of bring it over that blush, just on the perimeter here. So it is settling a little bit in my lines around my mouth. I don't love the way this looks on my nose. I'm going to kind of press that in a little bit better. So I think that's probably as much as I want to fool with it. I am going to set my face. I'm going to use a little bit of my By Terry powder today. This is the Hyaluronic Hydra Powder tinted. This is the tinted one, so this is shade 200. And I like this powder. It's kind of expensive, so I've been sort of frugal with it, but all right, we'll just powder the hair. Why not? So I'm gonna go ahead and set my T-zone, my nose, my mouth. I'm gonna lightly powder the rest of my face, just because I don't really want this to, you know, slide around. I don't know that it will, but I am going to be wearing a mask, so I want to give it the best shot that I can and do the things that I think will help with the longevity of it. And I have no idea if this is supposed to be long wearing or not, or anything. Like I say, this is brand new, so I haven't watched any. The only review that I have watched is Samantha Ravindal's review, and kind of based on what she said in her video, which if I remember I'll link that above or down below or something. That was kind of how I based my decisions as far as what to get of the line. So I didn't get the powder, I didn't get the highlighter, I didn't get the concealer because I just bought this really expensive one from Giorgio Armani and I like it. So I think for my highlighter I'm going to use the Clinique Powder Pop Flower Highlighter. Sorry guys. And this is the shade Lunar Pop, and I talked about this a little bit in a previous video, so this is a fairly recent acquisition for me. And I really like it. It's very subtle, but it's quite a, I don't know, there's something about it that I quite like. It's a nice sort of peachy highlighter. I feel like it would work for a lot of different skin tones. Now if you were like ultra fair, it might be a little dark, but I don't really think so because it's quite a subtle, almost sheer, not glittery at all. I hate a glittery highlighter. And so little mini review of this highlighter. Okay, so I think that I'm going to go ahead and go put on the rest of my makeup, my lips, and finish off my eyes, and I will come back and let you know how things are sitting right now. And I will definitely do a check-in at some point to let you know how this is working for me. And yeah, I think that's it. I'll be right back, guys. Okay, you guys, I am back and I've got the rest of my face on, which for the most part I think I shared with you. So far I like the way my makeup looks today. You know, serum-y foundations like that are they're just not my favorite. I don't know why I feel like that. I really don't. It's not the amount of coverage or anything like that that they give. I've got other sort of super liquidy foundations that I really like the Match Made drops from number 7. I really like those. The Cover FX one is really good, but so far it looks fine. I'm interested to see how this wears over the course of the day. It's about noon right now, but I've been working on my filming and some other stuff here for a couple of hours, so I'm hoping to do a check-in at about 5 or 6, which is usually, if something's gonna go down the shitter, it's at about the 5 or 6 hour mark. But right now, I think it looks nice. It's comfortable. It's not too, it doesn't feel heavy or anything like that. I did, you know, press my sponge over all of it, and especially focused on those areas that tend to want to collect the foundation in my not 20-year-old skin, my 51-year-old skin, which, you know, it is what it is. And I think that I'm going to leave it there because I don't have too much else to say other than that on the foundation itself. For the brushes, I liked both of the brushes fine. I'm not sure the foundation one is one that I would spend $28 on. Again, if I had to do it, I'm glad I have it, but if I had to do it over, I'm not sure if I would spend that on it. I like the IT Cosmetics brushes just as much, if not more, and they're a little bit bigger, and they're about the same price, I think. So, you know, if I'm not going to say don't buy it, because it's a perfectly nice brush and it got the job done, and so I appreciate that. But as far as spending $28 on it, I don't think you need to do that. And the concealer brush I really liked because I liked the shape of it. I don't know what I do with it. Oh, there we go. So for the concealer brush, I really did like it because I like the sort of, it's almost triangular shaped or diamond shaped, and it blended out my concealer nicely, and you know, it was soft but firm. And yeah, so I have no complaints about that. The blushes, I mean, they're really pretty, and I'm excited to try them on their own, the dewy one and the matte one, just to see, you know, what I think of them as far as the dewy versus the matte. Here I layered them just to be able to put both of them on my face, and I like them. They blended out nicely, and they were, did I say how much those were? The let's see, yeah, so the blushes are $20, and $20, are they worth it? I'm not sure that it's not that they're not worth $20. If you are just starting your blush collection, your cream blush collection, then I don't think you could go wrong with these. They seem to blend really nicely. The one color that's called Joy, the dewy one that I tried, is quite pigmented, but it does seem to blend out really nice. And you know, so I don't have any issues as far as that goes. But I will say that if you're looking for a couple of other options, I picked up a couple of these Ulta Stay Cheeky liquid blush, and they only have like 4 or 5 colors of this. I hate it when companies do that. It's like, if you're, maybe they're just testing it to see if people are interested in these. But I really like these. I mean, I really like them. I picked up that one, which is called Preppy Peach, and I also picked up the Dusty Pink one, which I have not tried yet. And I haven't done like a full-on review of these or really any of the Morphe 2 stuff, but they have some cheek and lip mousse kind of combo products, and I have a couple of colors of those, and these are nice. They're matte, so they're not a dewy type of finish or anything like that, but they're nice. The Ilia one that I recently picked up, that's a good one. The Maybelline Cheek Heat ones are pretty good. The CoverGirl ones are pretty good. So, and I understand that there's like some NYX ones that are hopefully coming out soon. I'm definitely going to try those. I'm excited about trying those. So anyway, I didn't have any problems with those, with the blushes. The foundation, my jury's out. I'll let you know what I think at the end of the day. If I think it's worth your $29, or if I can think of some like comparable type things, I will let you know. And I'll probably add this into like kind of an update video here in the next, I don't know, couple of weeks. At least that's what I hope to do. where I kind of go over some new stuff for me that I've been trying and playing with, and like whether or not I still like it, or if it's grown on me, or if it's like, no, I thought this was good and it's actually crap, or whatever the case may be. So be sure to watch for that. And just as a side note, before I let you go, I thought, I was like, dang it, I already did my eyeshadow today. But just like 15 minutes ago, I got this in the mail. Finally, I ordered this bitch on the 12th of August. It is now the 4th of September. And oh my God, John, my husband, he's like, well, aren't you going to film like an unboxing? I was like, I can't stand it. No, I'm not going to. I can't wait. So I'm sure everybody has seen this. And oh my God, I can't wait. I can't wait to play with this. I mean, it's so, it looks so good. But I'm just going to set that there in my to try box and do something with it probably tomorrow, because I do need to test this fully as far as the wear time and so forth. I'll definitely insert a check-in here at some point, but I think that's going to do it for now. All right, guys, I'll see you in a little bit. Hi, guys, I am back and I'm doing a little check-in with the RAREbeauty products that I tried today for the first time. And let's start out with the blush. I have no complaints about the blush at all. I did not end up going anywhere today, so I didn't wear a mask or anything like that to see how it held up under that. But you know, at this point I don't really feel like, you know, there would be anything of note. No, like, the main thing I look for when I think about makeup and a mask is it going to like remove product exactly where my mask was? That's what I don't want. I mean, a little wear, you know, I don't think you can really help that. But I don't want like some big stripe on my face or something like that. So I don't have any complaints at all with the blushes. The foundation, again, I didn't wear this out and about. You know, I've just been editing and doing stuff around the house, that kind of thing. This is not my favorite foundation. I am detecting a little bit of breakdown and some creasing in certain places, notably these places on my face here. The forehead and all that, it looks good. So it's not my favorite around my nose, but I feel like it looks better now than when I first put it on. And in general, that's how I feel about this foundation. I feel like it looks better than when I first put it on, but I'm still having, sorry, I'm still having a little bit of like settling. I don't know, maybe I can zoom in, maybe you can see some of this stuff. Let's get up close and personal. So right in here, I think I rested my hand on my cheek or my chin or so, I'm not sure, but anyway, it seems to have kind of not wiped away completely, but sort of smudged or streaked or something. So I don't, let's see if we can tap this out. I just don't love the way it looks in this area of my skin, which is where I have some little fine lines. And you know, I mean, I think I don't hate this. I'm not mad about it. I don't hate this. I'm not, you know, disappointed or anything exactly. It doesn't have like super full coverage, but it certainly has enough coverage for myself. But so I'm not mad at this foundation. I think it looks nice. It has a pretty, for me, it has a pretty glow to it. Like at the end of the day, this is, like I say, about 8 or 8.5 hours in, so I don't mind this level of like shine on my forehead and stuff. I don't know. It's hard for me to know, like, if you're watching this because you want to know whether or not you should buy it. I don't even know if you can get samples of it. I mean, if you buy it at Sephora, you can return it if you don't like it. I won't be returning this because I don't dislike it enough to make that trip. There are some things that I'm like, nope, this is going back because I can't stand it, or it's completely the wrong color or whatever. And this is not that. So, and for $29, that's actually, I think, pretty reasonable for a foundation at Sephora. And yeah, I'm gonna keep using it. I haven't noticed any major wear or anything like that, other than probably places where I had my hand resting for a prolonged period of time. So I think I'm going to leave it there, and we'll get back to the regular video, and we'll wrap this up. All right, guys. Okay, I think that is going to do it for today's video. Thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate your time here. I know you've got a lot of choices out there, especially right now while we're all spending quite a bit of time at home and watching a lot of YouTube and so far. Or is that just me? Maybe that's just me. But anyway, I appreciate your time here. And don't forget to like and subscribe, ring that bell, like I said before. And until next time, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.